Here at Auto Expo, the theme, of course, is sustainable mobility, and with that comes the need for infrastructure. And one of the largest players in the infrastructure space providing a lot of sustainable solutions to the automotive industry is Tata Power. And I'm talking to Virendra Goyal and Mr. R.K. Singh. Virendra, of course, head of business development at Tata Power, and R.K. Singh is head of business operations. Let's take a quick look at what Tata Power is up to, especially with installing those charging stations all across the country. Virendra, R.K. Singh, thank you for talking to us today. Could you please tell us, what is the kind of state of Tata Power's network across the country today?
Thank you, Bert. I think today we have 3,000 plus charging public charge point available across India on our Tata Power EV charge platform. And plus we are adding another 1,000 in next 2-3 months time frame. So this year we would be cumulative would be having 4,500 plus public charge point across India, covering from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from eastern part of India to the Porbandar.
All right. Virendra, could you also tell me what is the kind of split between DC, AC, because you've got a variety of charging options that you're providing consumers. What's the kind of split? What's the majority over here?
So, Bert, thanks for asking this. Majority of, so we will have a split of about 40% fast chargers and 60% AC chargers. These chargers are deployed according to the needs of the locations. And as now we are penetrating on highways, so in India we have now covered more than 350 highways, deployed more than 450 chargers. So now the rollout is more on fast chargers so that intercity transportation through e-mobility can be increased.
When you say 350 highways that you're covering, what's the kind of average distance between chargers? I'm sure you would have mapped that out as well. Make it convenient for someone, because most cars today are available with a usable range of about 300-350 kilometers. Is that kind of the distance that between two Tata Power chargers, for that matter?
No. So it is a very good question, Bert. Actually, the distance between two chargers is not so much. In most of the highways, you will find chargers available at every 50 kilometer. Maybe the highways which are not very busy, there are chargers deployed between 75 to 100 kilometers, but there are also highways where we have deployed chargers in less than 50 kilometers. So as the penetration of EV vehicles go up, you will be finding chargers almost between 10 to 25 kilometers distance on highways, especially on both sides of the highway.
So that will, of course, enable a lot of intercity travel, for that matter. But what about urban areas as well? How is that being mapped out?
Yeah, but in fact we are ensuring that even in urban areas, we have every 5 to 10 kilometers public charger available. Apart from that, we are also eyeing the housing societies, because in most of the urban areas, there is a challenge of having the charging infrastructure at individual homes. So we are ensuring that each and every housing societies has a public charging level with them, so that public can go and charge their vehicle on the go also.
All right. What's the average speed that someone can charge at a Tata Power charging station?
So it depends on the charging station, but in a fast charger, DC 30 kilowatt charger, one can do 0 to 80% between 45 minutes to 1 hour,
Which is yes, but the number of 30 kilowatt chargers, 60 kilowatt chargers, 120. What we're standing against is a 120 kilowatt charger.
it's a 60 kilowatt charger.
Okay.
It's a 60 kilowatt charger.
So how many of these have you placed across the country? How is this kind of decision taken? Is it a consumer, or is it the retailer, or whoever is at the end point, putting up the charger along with you? Or is it a full-fledged Tata Power's decision?
It is Tata Power's decision to deploy which type of charger. The decision is taken on the kind of location it is. As I mentioned, if I am deploying on a highway, I will deploy either a 30 kilowatt charger or a 60 kilowatt charger. If I am deploying in a residential society or in a hotel which is having rooms to stay, we will deploy a 7.4 kilowatt AC charger. Okay? Now, what happens is these chargers are deployed along with the amenities on highways. So whenever someone is stopping over a pit stop, he can quickly have a bite and charge the car. Or it is deployed on a cafe and so on. So it is a mix of 30 kilowatt and 60 kilowatt across the country.
So you're saying most of the chargers that are placed across the country right now are placed at destinations where there is something for the consumer to do additionally.
Or on petrol pumps, because they are again strategically placed so that those chargers can be made available 24 hours to the EV users. Because restaurants may close down after 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, but petrol pumps are mostly open for 24 hours. So even if there is a charging need in the middle of the night, they can be accessed on the petrol pumps. So there is a mix of locations which are deployed on highways. In city environment, they're deployed in different types of places like malls where we go for 1 to 2 hours, restaurants, again key parkings, public parkings, petrol pumps also. So all these places, depending on the availability of real estate in urban locations, these chargers are deployed.
So, as a service provider also, what is the kind of state of affairs you're seeing with the whole electrification movement? Because there are electric cars coming out in the market, but the volume is probably not as high. Or is it that the infrastructure is lagging behind, or are you able to match pace? Are both of these matching pace, towards that sustainable mobility future?
Yes, I would say that as there are new models which are coming up, we are also working on expanding the infra. I think both the things are progressing hand in hand. It is a new concept, and I think the target which is set by the government of 30% electric vehicle penetration by 2030, in different stages we will be progressing, and both are progressing together. We are working very closely with OEMs and deploying chargers across the country.
Would you have any data on how often are your chargers being used? Is it kind of once you set up a charger, is there enough of use cases for that? Because there is still the kind of penetration which electric vehicles have is not very high, considering they largely operate in urban areas for now, and highways is very, very limited currently. So are you seeing enough of, because you said 350 points across the country, you've got so many chargers, highways across the country. Are you seeing enough of use cases for this?
So we are not seeing usage on all chargers currently, but then they are required to be deployed to mitigate the range anxiety of the EV users. And I think in this chicken and egg story, one will have to take that step forward, and we are creating infrastructure everywhere. In fact, in residential societies where we deploy charger first, even if there is no EV, we are seeing that is encouraging EV users, that is encouraging car owners to buy EVs, because it is giving them a lot of confidence. See, range anxiety can be mitigated only by giving comfort that there are chargers available, and then we will certainly be seeing a higher e-mobility.
Mr. Singh, what's the fastest charging station that you have set up so far?
We have 120 kilowatt fastest charging stations for public that is available with us. Apart from that, we have 60 kilowatt and 30 kilowatt. And at any 30 kilowatt or 60 kilowatt charger, suppose you bought the Nexon, so at any point of time, I think you would be charging it in the range of 25 to 30%. And within next 30 minutes, you can charge up to 80-85%. So I think that is a very good time. Within 30 minutes, you get charge your vehicle while you take some snacks or take some rest.
Any plans to go, higher up this with faster speeds, supercharging for that matter?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, we are working and collaborating with many, OEMs on fast charging. Is the car, evolving for taking multiple charging rate? Right now, most of the cars are having 0.9C or 2C. So as the cars are, innovating with the fasting charger rate, we are also putting up faster charging station. Plus, you can in fact, visit our this Tata Power EV Charge application, and you can find each and every detail that what is the charging rate, what kind of charger has been put into the charging stations, whether it's a 30 kilowatt, 60 kilowatt or slow chargers. And also what is the distance, how much time it will take to reach that particular charging stations. So all those charging stations you can find on our Tata Power EV Charge. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So there you have it. Tata Power rapidly expanding its network across the country. And the next time you're driving electric vehicle, either in your city or between cities, well, don't forget it. Tata Power has got a charger somewhere close to you.